Did you ever see the new background? Did you see it?
Who's that?
Did you ever look at the new background?
You got there? Yeah. No, I've not been on my computer.
There's the new background.
Oh, yeah.
Full house.
Yeah.
Taylor did a nice job of taking Kaylee's comps and making it work. I was happy with that.
That's awesome.
Camera's up and running already.
Well, there's maybe even a timer.
No rigs. Yep, right. I'll talk to you during the week. Follow up on Sean's email a couple times. I'll try
Well,
if...
don't worry.
Because I tested it that instead of me. But if I need to, I might schedule a conference call with Sean just to get him in. Who's the one that complained? He just doesn't know how to fix it.
Well, the league should have a website.
Well, here's the problem. Sean's the communications director, and I had to show him what this was 2 weeks, the first week, because he didn't even know. What's that tell you about the league office? If I'm telling them about the tools they can't do, that's a bad sign.
I look at the USHL, see where they're at now, where they used to be at. Our league has to do the same thing. They should hire a social media site group.
Well, that's Sean's job, but he didn't even know they had this damn tool. But you know what? If you watch all the other leagues, it's the whole industry. The whole industry is tailored. Even the IFL doesn't really know what they're doing. Can we get a little bit higher light on just this side of the bar so that we can film? It's a little dark.
So everybody has the same chance as far as getting picked. Now we're going to live give away what we have in this box. That's the restore sign. We have the football. Aaron Lamb, are you here? Aaron Lamb. Over here. What was that? going to give away another football instead. We'll give away those 2 4-packs we've already drawn. The winners. Everybody has the same chance. Who's the next one? Sam Shaw. There we go. Good deal. Now this time, it'll be 2 and a football. 2 and a football.
There's no party at home.
Dean Skillman. All right.
Just frame it.
Oh, I think you know the bad deal.
Away 3 of those, and the next one will be the football and the last one. So the next card for the next winner.
I have a problem with 1 hour TV.
Julie. How are you doing? There you go. The last drawing from the things in the box, we have one of the signs and a football. Look at the signs and a football. Tom Dewar. Tom Dewar. We really appreciate Kravn for hosting this. Punching in there around the applause for Kravn for being the post-game party. This is something we have not done for a long time. And for Kravn to step forward and do this, we really appreciate it. And for Budweiser for giving us a really good special.
Same here.
Now, these are for the first winner, Mike Radcliffe. Did I pronounce that wrong? And also the pronunciation. If you guys can help me tell me what that last name is. Bob Kravn. Bob Kravn. There we go. I wanted to make sure I got the accent on the wrong syllable. I know.
Did we get it right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I wonder if he's ever heard that before.
Probably 1 to 5.
Anyway, thanks a lot. Orders in, so as soon as Coach Riggs is here, we'll have a chance to visit with him about the game tonight. Again, thank you for being a part of the post-game party here in Kravn.
Oh, get out of here.
Cutie.
Get out of here.
That sounds fine.
I thought about taking the mics off for you.
right, I saw the dog and I was pretty excited.
wonder if we should flip sides and put you guys in front of here, and then I get white in the background at least.
Yeah.
That might give me, yeah, then I get a better shot. I get better light reflection.
I'll go around all the way.
Yeah, now I can see your faces.
Pull out your cord. Pull up the box score.
Yeah. We got a couple questions that are floating around here too. Where did they go?
Up there.
I don't know. You ready? Let's do it. Well, all you fans are getting ready for a time to visit about the game tonight. The Sioux Falls Strom victorious in the contest 62-49. And Coach Riggs unable to make it out here to this evening. So in his place we have one of the coaches with the Sioux Falls Strom. We'll also talk to some of the other people, but with us is Blake Wilson. And Blake, when you think back in this contest this evening, what are some of the things that come to mind for you as far as how the Sioux Falls Strom played in Cedar Rapids?
Well, you know, it's always tough when you play somebody 3 times, especially early in the season. You know exactly what each other are trying to do defensively, offensively, special teams. But, you know, I'd just say we played a lot harder team tonight, and just the tenacity. I don't know if it was being back at home, the energy that we had, but there's just a lot of energy, and, you know, we made plays when we had to tonight to come out victorious.
Well, the Sioux Falls Strom again victorious against Cedar Rapids, and it was a huge win for the Storm because it puts the Sioux Falls Strom with an advantage over Cedar Rapids. Playoffs are concerned. Storm now has the tiebreaker as far as the. However, are tied at the end of the season. That'll still be figured out. But it does do one thing that's, I think, even more important. It separates the Sioux Falls Strom by of the Cedar Rapids Titans. Now you have a full 2 games lead over them. Tell us how that factors in for the Storm.
Yeah, that was a big win for us, you know, getting that 2-game lead. And, you know, if you look at our schedule going forward, we've got some tough teams coming up. You know, next week easier with Wichita Falls. They've got a really talented team. A lot of speed coming to town, and then, you know, after that game we go down to Nebraska, and, you know, we all know that our rivalry with Nebraska is never going to be anything that's taken lightly. So it was a big win for us tonight. We needed to win, needed to make some separation with Cedar Rapids, and then, you know, just with the road we have coming up ahead with Wichita Falls and Nebraska, you know, we need some momentum going into those games.
Wichita Falls victorious tonight, 44-30. The last score was 5-19. The umpire leading over Colorado. And then in the other game, came was a great win as far as the Storm is concerned. That the Iowa Barnstormers lost.
Yeah, Nebraska did us some favors tonight. Going into Iowa, they had a bunch of new guys, had some guys transfer to the CFL this week, but went to Iowa, got a big win for us. But, you know, I think it comes down to us just kind of going into the Wichita Falls game and making sure that we win that, and then also going to Nebraska and taking, you know, we control our own destiny right now, so that's a good thing.
Tell you what, as far as the ball, I think they started very pretty with a kickoff return for a touchdown to start off the game. Unfortunately, a penalty called it back, but then Cedar Rapids 1 play later, 36 yards for a touchdown. And you know what? There's 2 ways that you can go. You can get nervous and upset on it, or you just go back to your game plan. How did you guys handle it on the side?
You know, I think it's one of those things where we've been in this position before. We know teams are going to score. Obviously, you do not want to start off the game with 2 huge plays like that. But credit to our defense, they came back, especially. You know, we've got a lot of composure. We've got some good leaders on our team that'll let the guys know that hey, it's a long game. We're going to make some plays, and that's what we did. We came back and answered with a touchdown, and kind of went from there.
Throughout the course of the evening, there were times that there were big plays that were nullified by a penalty, or a penalty made a real advantage on both sides of the ball. Tell us about the penalty tonight.
Well, it was probably the most roughing the passer calls in the game, and it went for both of us. There was big plays. They scored a touchdown on one drive that they got 2 first downs on penalties. They had stops. That'll happen, but we have to try to keep our composure in certain situations and get off the field. And then offensively, we got we were the benefit of a couple of those penalties. Had some roughing the passers. They gave us first downs. So it went both ways, and you kind of just have to react to what the refs call and then make plays from there.
One thing about special teams tonight was very good, the point after touchdowns, and you changed that. Tell us about how that worked out.
As soon as they went to kick the one field goal, the long field goal earlier in the game, and when you have a guy like Corey Williams that you can put back deep to either on kickoff return or field goal return, whenever he has the ball in his hands, especially with space, a lot of good things are going to happen. So as soon as he caught that one missed field goal they had, a lot of us had a good feeling he was going to return to the house, and he did, and that was a huge momentum shift for us. He just makes a lot of plays in special teams for us.
Sioux Falls Strom victorious in the game tonight, 62-49. One thing about it, that I could certainly win each and every time, it would be if the Storm wins the coin toss, you're going to defer to the second half. And tonight you did that same thing too, and it worked to your advantage to a point.
Yeah, we've got a lot of faith in our defense going out and getting a stop to start off the game. But then also just having that trying to get an extra possession, scoring right before half, and then getting the ball and going out and scoring again. It's kind of the goal, when you have that opportunity to defer. We can score right before half and then also get the score as soon as the half's coming out.
As far as a wrap-up of this contest, the Sioux Falls Storm victorious. Big kick return again. You mentioned it from Corey Williams. What an athlete he is. One of the questions that was made by the people here in attendance was, how did the guys that were new to the team, how did they perform in the contest?
We had a couple guys that got in this week, and we threw a lot at them. Caleb Holly, one of them at receiver. Obviously, we all saw his ability. He's got tremendous ability, and, he made some big plays for us. Defensively tonight, we had a couple new guys come in, D linemen, and they made a bunch of plays for us as well. On a short time that they came in within a week, and off to know what our system is and what we want out of them. And they came in, played fast, and
So after the ball game, when you talked to the team and Coach Riggs addressed the team, what are the things that he had emphasized as far as this game is concerned?
It was a great win. Cedar Rapids is a team that they do a lot of good things. They're well coached. And they played us 3 times, so they're going to make things not easy for us. But there's also some things that that we have to correct, and that's the cool thing about one of the winning tonight. We didn't play a great game, but we still came out. You see the potential there as soon as we clear up all our mistakes, just how good this group of guys really can be.
Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate that you coming in and filling in for Coach Riggs. Blake Wilson, everybody, thank you very much, Blake, for being a part of the post-game show.
You want me to grab Corey or a player?
A player.
A player.
One of the players in attendance, and have them come here and we'll have a visit with him.
line.
With a post-game party here at Kravn. Joining us now, he's offensive center number 55 for the Sioux Falls Strom, Charlie Sanders. Charlie, that was hey, we got some great friends and fans here, there's no doubt about it. That was a physical game, wasn't it?
It was. They're really good up front. They buy into their scheme. They play football like we play football, and they're really good.
One thing about it that I talked about during the broadcast about how passion plays a part of winning. However, controlled passion is even more important. And I thought that tonight that really it was a pretty controlled passion on both sides of the ball. Tell us about that.
I agree. I think it's a mutual respect for the veterans and for the people that have been playing this game. And like you said, it was controlled passion. And we respect each other. And that's why you've seen so much. You didn't see as much stuff outside of the plays as much this year because of mutual respect.
Well, but the thing about it is, you guys have gotten to be very personal and close friends because you've been playing each other 3 times out of the past 5 ball games.
Exactly.
You know, how much did you see that was different than what you'd seen from those defensive linemen in the previous 2 games?
They pretty much did the same thing. The scheme that they try to do and isolating the defensive end and Jeremiah and Xavier, they stayed with that. They had a new nose guard. He played the last game, but they pretty much ran the same scheme. They're trying to isolate the defensive ends, allow them to play football.
I saw one time when you were going off the field, you were kind of holding your right hamstring. Is that something that's a little bit tender right now?
A little bit. I try to assist on that tackle on that botched 3-point conversion. But as you see me running down there, I knew I wasn't going to make the tackle. I got a little grief from the team about that too.
One thing about it, there's no secrets on a football team. And if you make a mistake or they see something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, they're going to let you know about things.
Oh yeah, that definitely let you know. I've been hearing it. As soon as I got here, Tyler Peterson was talking to me about it.
You know, you brought some new people into the fold this week. Different people, defense, offensive players. You as veterans, what can you do to make these guys feel comfortable, and also that will be help for the Sioux Falls Strom?
I think the biggest thing is modeling what it means to be a Storm football player. Allowing the coaches to coach you up on critiquing how to make your game better. But we do have a lot of new people, and it was cool to see them buy into our system today and just know you doing something right can help somebody else out. And a lot of these young guys growing in and the cohesiveness.
In the pregame warm-ups, I saw something I never thought I would see. Anaya Smith lined up as a wide receiver. Is that like a secret weapon the Storm are formulating for down the road?
Well, the guy in the backfield, number 55, Charlie Sanders, is basically a secret weapon. We're trying to hold him back. We don't want to see Anaya wide receiver.
Well, I tell you what, Charlie, great to have you a part. You know, when after this game, what was the locker room like, and you know, as far as the guys interacting after this win?
It was great. Mike, the touchdown weapon Tatum, he always comes in. He cheers us up, but you could tell it was a hard-fought win, and of getting back over that hump of that loss, and it's bitter. That loss was really bitter, and it was cool for us to get back where we need to be at.
Well, one thing about it, the schedule doesn't get any lighter. Next week you play Wichita Falls, and they in their game this evening as they defeated Tri-Cities by a score of 44-35. What do you know about Wichita Falls?
I haven't watched film on them yet, but throughout the league and coach have been talking about it. Heard they're really fast, really explosive. They fly around. They have a space. They have a no huddle deal they do too that are really fast. So I know they're going to bring a lot of speed to the.
And they score a lot of points, about 65 points a ball game.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some things we're going to have to address, go and watch film to sharpen up before we go into next week. But I like where we're at now. I like how the team's growing together.
Well, one thing about it was sweet to be back home and have those fans cheering for us instead of against us.
Oh yeah. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but the guard had to touch the center to let him know when to snap the football because it was so loud. That helps out a lot.
Tell you what, Charlie Sanders, give him a round of applause. He was a great part of the win tonight for the Sioux Falls Storm. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good, Charlie Sanders. And now, let's see if we can grab another. I want to get something to eat.
Go ahead.
Well, I tell you what, folks, I thank you all for coming out. As we progress and as we learn how to do this even better, we'll be having more things throughout the course of the season. Next week, Sioux Falls Storm will be taking on the Wichita Falls Nighthawks, and we'll have another post-game party here at Kravn's after the ball game. So I really appreciate you folks coming out. Appreciate Kravn's for what they've done, and I'm looking forward to having something to eat. So anyway, guys, thanks for being out here, and we'll see you next week.